Council meetings are long and boring. Wouldn't it be great if they were short and unboring? This is why I have invented the 5-minute meeting. Okay, Ashland City Council meeting of October 19th, the second reading of a technical ordinance that allows the Oregon Department of Revenue to collect all our local hotel taxes, saves the city $56,000 a year. That was all approved. And then, here's a big one. The Parks says that they want 98% of all restaurant money for the year 22-23, which will still leave them $500,000 under budget. Presently, Parks can only use restaurant money for salaries and supplies or something, but they want to use it to build new things. That's capital improvements. So those are two changes they want. And the present deal is that restaurant tax is supposed to only go 25% to Parks, 40% for street repairs, and the rest to pay for the wastewater treatment plant debt. Thing is, there's no more wastewater treatment debt, and the street repairs for that year, 22-23, has got all the money they need. So the resolution proposed for 98% of restaurant tax to go to Parks for just the year 22-23 and change it so that the money can be used on new projects. So the presentations went like this. One Parks commissioner, he cried poverty, saying that even with this money, this poorly funded department is barely scraping by and still would be $500,000 underfunded, and that's so unfair, boo-hoo, poor us. And then the Parks director said, without this, we'd have to delay all our new projects, capital improvements. We'd have to schedule, we have already scheduled for 22-23. I don't know what the projects were. It didn't say. Is it a slack line for Triangle Park? Is it more pickleball courts? They didn't say. But then the city manager said, without this resolution, Parks is $2 million in the hole instead of $500,000 for 22-23. So that's pretty significant. The finance director said, due to previous budget commission mistakes, Parks is getting screwed, and I told him the city's also in the red, so it's not like we can just give you money. So there we go. And this guy goes, hey, look, I don't want to change the existing percentages and all that, but maybe just for this 1 year. And this one says, she goes, she says, the language is confusing, comparing percentages to dollar amounts and millage. This needs to change. And that's a good point. And then this one says, I don't like it at all because. It sounded like she didn't completely understand the whole thing. And then this one goes, Parks deserves money, but this plan stinks, but I'll support it. And this one says, I think we should, we need to do this and also find $500,000 extra for Parks. And this one says, voters need to know that the resolution respects them. And just to clarify, if we don't pass this resolution, $1.5 million in restaurant tax money will just sit in an account for the year 22-23. And this is true, but I might say saving money for an emergency would have come in handy when COVID and the Almeda fire hit, and Ashland had, $36K in emergency money? I digress. And then this one says, I have a question and concerns about a lot of stuff, and that went on and on and on. And then they voted 5-1 approved to do this. This was the one against. And then this one goes, just following up on giving some staff advice. And the finance lady went, we got the advice. We got it. We're on it. And then this one goes, he goes, hey, let's not give up free money for, and this one goes, hey, finance is on it. Let's move on. Okay, then next, the city manager said, hopefully this is the last extension of the emergency declaration, but this is mostly about officially allowing the city council to meet virtually. So extended emergency declaration, all approved. And then the Hargadine housing presentation. Ashland Housing Now guy, he talked about the importance of workforce housing. And he made a pretty dramatic, hyperbolic presentation about how the poor are getting screwed. I mean, Ashland's, we're all on board, Pally, tone it down a bit. But he proposed that the top floor of the Hargadine parking structure above the Ashland Springs Hotel there should be turned into housing. And this builder guy showed up and said, hey, he talked to the people who built the garage. And it's designed for 2 more floors of cars. So we can put 2 more floors of housing above that with 25 units. And is this legal? Can this happen? What should the city do? Everyone just asked a lot of questions, and nobody proposed any action. And the city planner said, this was looked at 20 years, and I haven't looked at it since. And everyone seemed generally cool with the idea. And they asked Builder Guy about the affordable housing, and Builder Guy says, this should be affordable housing. But, that's going to require a lot of nonprofits and other funding and grants, because building these units for profit, that's going to make them expensive in real time. And then this one says, hey, let's have staff put together a proposal to present a proposal to add 2 floors of housing to the Hargadine parking structure. All approved. And then this one's back. She was back. Hey, a Race to Zero pledge we missed on Friday. Care to discuss? Crickets. Crickets, crickets. And he goes, oh, all right. I'm all for climate, but it's climate issues over everything all the time. And then she goes, well, we should do this. And this one says, hey, this is asking me, the mayor of Ashland, to sign this pledge that we either have to spend a lot of time and resources just to report on, or maybe renege on. It's an unnecessary layer. Didn't matter. 4-2 to approve. These are the two that said, no, thank you very much. These two. Oh, God, dog it. Those are the ones, the usuals. And they said, so we're racing to zero, whatever that is. And then, a budget listening plan. This one's back. Here she is. She goes, hey, public listening sessions that we had in the past in person can be done as Zoom presentations, and I'm proposing them for November 17th and 19th. And then she talked, a lot of talking, and then, oh, shoot, where'd that guy go? Oh, there he is. This guy goes, hey, is it worthwhile to pay $35,000 for like 100 citizens to do a Zoom call? And then the city manager said, it's worth it. So all approved. And then a public forum, a lady in glasses said, race to zero is important, and we need to save the climate. And then another parks commissioner said, parks funding is cut too much. It's 10% here and 10% there. Parks is looking for a special funding district, and council should support that. And then there's a consent agenda. That was all approved, where that was. And then annexing a property for 52 home project on North Mountain, which is below the bike path, and 8 units are affordable and built by Habitat for Humanity. And there was a presentation by the city planning department and by the builder, and there was public forum, and an HOA lady in the neighborhood next door said she wants the city to pitch in and help fix the erosion in the creek. And a lady and then half her husband who live near the creek want more work done on the creek ditch, and the builder sounded happy to help out with that, and in the creek, and the city seemed to be happy with it. It sounded like everybody's kind of been expecting this building project to happen for a long time, so it was all approved. And then this one goes, okay, so we have agenda item, and then the city manager report, and the city attorney goes, no, time's up. And she's like, oh, okay, that's actually pretty cool. So there you go. End of meeting. You're welcome.